yesterday I had a half hour live, and I thought I was on my construction channel, which is shameless plug, Dirty Dirt Garage. I have 54 subscribers on that channel, and yesterday I was talking about small growth in that channel. And once you hit 50 subs, you can go live, which is great. So I want to come back on my main channel, which you're on right now, and explain to you that I'm not able to go live yet. You got to wait 24 hours to go live, which is fine. So today, as you can see with my breath, um, it's about to start raining. I wanted to do a live outside and get some steps in because you know where I sit 90% of my life is in that thing. So I wanted to show you guys outside the cab. I cleaned up, and the loader man cleaned up. He's down there doing some other things. But I wanted to show basically what this process entails. I mean, I can walk up there if you guys want me to, but that was a big like hill mountain like that, like up in that general area. But that's where all the non-screened material is. You can see some of the rocks in it and stuff like that. So, whatever. But so that stuff that we put right here. So right here is that where we put that stuff, so we can put it in the screener. So basically, this is my storage area. So every like day or every 2 days, I ended up putting material right there. So yeah, I drive up the hill right here, and then you can. I think there's like no, I know there is. It's not like I think that is reclaimed asphalt, basically torn up asphalt. So you got the unscreened stuff, what needs to be processed, which gets stored right here next to the excavator. And then you have the plant down below. I'm going to try to get down there without falling, but cleaned up all down below. We'll go take a walk down there. But basically, what I'm walking on right now is tailings. That's what they call it. It's basically rocks that came through. I had my breakfast of champions. I got kid snacks because, well, I had my mandarin orange. That's good, but I got my kid snacks, goldfish, and yeah, a chewy granola bar. So let's see if I can venture down this really bad slope. I could just heel step it. Actually, that's not too bad. Not coming up that way, that's for sure. So there's the tailings, which the tailings, I'm going to bring you over to the tailings pile in a minute. But basically, this belt shoots off that material right there. So it's like 3/4 inch stone comes off that belt right there. I probably should get up on the grizzly and clean it. There's like a root or something like that that's stuck up there in the fence, not the fence, the grates. Then you have this belt right here. This belt takes care of like 4 inch minus. You can see a little bit of it here, and so that takes care of that stuff. So, and that has like little flutes on it, which is nice. So it grabs the rock, so it doesn't like roll back down into the plant itself. Then over here, this is not necessary, but this is really nice. It's basically called a stacker. And then yesterday, there's a pile of dry material. I cleaned the screens underneath there. I was unaware that it got clogged. I wasn't here when the representative for this thing came drop this off for the company I'm working for. I don't know if we're renting it or planning to buy it, but I wasn't here for the setup, so I'm not exactly sure, like where the cleanout spots are. I'm kind of learning as I go here with this plant. And that's basically like there's grease fittings for like rollers and shakers and stuff like that, and the hammers that rotate to make the plant work. So, anyways, yeah. So this is a slightly different video from yesterday. So, and it's much quieter today. So here's basically the control panel, the switch. You got your throttle control and your key right there. And then here's all your levers. I'll get you in there. Here's all your levers to activate conveyor belts and the shaker, and stuff like that. So yeah, there's all your controls, at least for the plant. But I think you're going to switch them over in order to move this machine with the tracks. You have to switch over from Like this is for the send out the conveyors, but then I think you can switch out for here for tracks. I think. Again, I wish I was here when the representative came out to set this machine up and just kind of give me a shakedown on it, but that's all right. I'll figure it out. So anyway, so this is the stacker. I had made a couple of videos on that on the Dirty Dirt Garage. If you don't center this thing properly, like above this conveyor, it gets hung up and stuck quite a bit, which is a pain in the butt because you have to shovel it, and that's just the way it goes. So, and then up here is my little staircase, which looks like garbage right now. So, there's the loader man right here. He helps me bucket the material up. Good kid. And then we'll take a walk. We'll take a walk up the loom pile. There's so much material that we have to screen. It is muddy and wet, though, I'll tell you right now. And the snowstorm that's supposed to be coming, I think it's not going to be as bad as they said, but it's still pretty bad. So basically just ramp the material up as best you can. You can see the ruts. They're pretty deep. Well, it's hard to tell by the camera, but they're over a foot deep in some areas. But I'll bring you guys to the top over here. Wonder if I can flip you guys around without messing up the live stream. Nice. If anybody's here, can you let me know if that came through? That's awesome. I think it did. Looks like I'm still recording, so we'll roll. And so basically, we'll just keep pushing and pushing and stacking. We can actually end up stacking more material in here. Not like the loader's down there, you can't even see it. So that kind of tells you how high we are right now. And then we were just up there. So, and then this morning, we also, Mary, good morning. Yesterday, I did that live stream and I was unaware that I was on my main channel because I thought, I forgot to switch accounts when I was in my YouTube app. And I thought I was on Dirty Dirt Garage. So I had 52 subscribers. I was like, I go live finally with this dirt stuff. And I'm on a 24-hour wait thing. They got to like open up the account. So I deleted that live. So I'm posting this new live. Here comes the loader. Golly! So anyways, so that's the tailings pile. That's what we did this morning. But it's going to rain for a little while here. And it might snow a little bit too, so I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, so that's it. I might even have to come back up here and fix this some more. I may. I don't know. But regardless, so there's your tailings. Those will be shipped out. Someone will end up buying those, believe it or not, and use them for like backfill. But yeah, we can get all those tailings down there up there. But that stacker can move. It's on tracks. And then yeah, basically, you see where I've been tracking up here this morning. I should have probably filmed a quick video while I was up here, but you get in the mode with work and you just go. So kind of spaced that one, but that's all right. So we'll come down here. You can see the ruts now, especially with the camera flipped around. They can be pretty deep, but you got to push it and stack it, basically. Come down the hill. I'll take a walk. We'll take a walk up there. I'll show you the unscreened stuff. You can see I was up there as well. But yeah, to reiterate on the other channel that a lot of this content that I'm filming right now live is going to be on that channel. Like I said, I'm trying for the past 4 months. I was trying to like figure out a way to separate the content, because if one person wants to watch like knitting and you put something that's, I don't know why I said knitting, but and if you do that and then you try to like find something that's not knitting, well, you're not going to find your demographic of people to watch your stuff. So that's why I was trying to separate. One more step. That's why I was trying to separate the content. So it can find the right demographic of people. It's like this channel is mainly um, automotive. So I guess you could say it's kind of automotive, but not really. So let's take a walk up here. So yeah, if this is the first time to this channel, my name is Dan, and I've been doing YouTube since 20. So I uploaded my first video around like 2012, and awesome, Mary. I'm glad you like watching this stuff. It can be boring at times, but yeah, you can see all the pavement. Looks like a parking lot. But my hands are freezing. I need gloves. So, anyways, 2012 is when I started this channel, and I don't know. I kind of like went dormant for a while, and it was like before YouTube was like big. I excuse me, that was gross. Before YouTube went big, and everybody, there wasn't as many as wasn't that many content creators on this platform. Um, and then I had my son, so life got busy. I kind of got put on the back burner doing YouTube. So like about 2015, roughly, I started filming and documenting more stuff very early in very early on. So you can see how nice and smooth it up here. Hopefully it sheds water. Probably not. It's probably pockets up here. But anyway, so 2015, I started filming more, and I went into like a rabbit hole, I think, if you want to call it. As I started doing scratch tickets. And so this might scratch somebody the wrong way. No pun intended. But scratch tickets are like they're like a well, they're an addiction, first of all, but they're a different type of content creator. And I didn't really see anything into it in the very beginning of doing scratch ticket videos. And that kind of grew my channel up to 1,000 subscribers, which was cool. I wasn't trying to mislead anybody because I didn't post much until 2015. I always sprinkled in some like car stuff, and but that was my niche, the car stuff. I always liked turning wrenches and fixing stuff. So the scratch tickets was just people I watched. So I'm like, I could do this. I spend $20-$30 a day on scratch tickets. Just get a clipboard, and then record me scratching tickets and losing thousands of dollars. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not a feasible situation. But the videos, every time I post one, they're like 300 views, 400 views, 500 views. I'm like, but then that was it. It was like one trick pony, those videos. And I guarantee if you talk to anybody for real in that type of environment doing gambling on YouTube, they're in the same boat, because once you scratch that ticket it's gone. It's gone forever, and you're never going to get any reoccurring people to watch your shit. Excuse my language. You're never going to get anybody to watch your material after that first video. So I kind of faded away from that, and I did explain to the viewers a long time ago when this transition happened, probably 2019, that I was kind of moving away from that. And let me tell you right now, I'm kind of glad I did, because that turned into even when I was kind of involved a little bit in the community, that kind of turned into a kind of like a upside down world, like Stranger Things. Like people were PayPaling and gifting and sending out tickets. I was guilty of doing it a couple times, but I signed my tickets. I don't know, whatever. We don't talk about that. But so that's where I started. So then I transitioned into this channel, what you see today, with the reviews of the cars, the repair videos, the how-to videos, all the fix-it videos. Absolutely, Mary. They did have some shady and bad people, but there was some good people. But it was like if you lined up 10 people, you might get one good out of 10. So that's the odds are horrible. There you go, gambling odds. So I haven't scratched a scratch ticket. No lie. I think I got one for like a gift. I haven't bought scratch tickets in almost 3 years. And so that was like kind of like weaned me away. And I was like, dude, I'm not spending any more money on gambling for no reason. But anyways, back to this. So this is all the unscreened stuff. So all this has to come down. So now you're here at this channel. This is what you're at. So, but this stuff, what you'll see here, all the construction stuff, within 24 hours, I'll be able to go live on Dirty Dirt Garage. So head over to that channel after you're done watching this live, and you can subscribe to that channel. You'll see all that stuff there, because I'm not going to be posting any construction on this channel. But for today, I just wanted to rehash that live I did yesterday. So anyways, down below, which you can't see in these weeds, it's a sheer drop all the way down to those Jersey barriers, and all this stuff has to be screened. Loads and loads and loads of material. I don't know how long I'm going to be here doing this. I don't know if this is just to get me through the winter. I don't know. I'm working. The paycheck clears. Again, yesterday I was reiterating driving, how far you have to drive for work and stuff like that. This is like 76 miles one way from my house. So it is what it is. I got some videos that are gaining traction on the other channel. And basically, I have them titled. I have one in the bank ready to roll. Probably post it tomorrow. I want to like go over and edit it, make sure it's clean. Basically stating that should I get into blue collar work? And I'm trying to get to the younger generation of moving forward and not thinking working with your hands is a bad idea. And I'm going to beat that into the ground, because the world we live in today is very stressful for kids coming up that may not go to college, or even may go to college and can't even find a job because the job placement market is just not available, and a lot of things are being taken over by AI. Not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but AI is not even a conspiracy. It's facts. It's here. Go on Instagram or even YouTube. Listen to a few podcasts that talk about these music videos made by AI, and and you can't even tell it's like real or fake. Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of scary when you really think about it, because it kind of puts people on notice on who can really do it and who can't, and even if you can't do it, you can still do it, because you can just use AI to create anything. They have on the YouTube studio, you can do shorts and they edit it with AI. They'll synchronize music, they'll synchronize the clips, they'll do all sorts of things. So it's here. It's not coming. It's here. So, so back to the job situation. That's why I'm making this. I'm basically making a series on should I get into the blue collar world. Basically, I already had a couple subscribers hit me up, basically in the comments section, talking about some different subjects that I can touch base on with my knowledge. Which again, I know I'm not old, but I'm not young. I'm not 20 anymore. I'm in my 40s. So, do I know everything? No. My life is. I'm learning something new every day in my life. So it's like if you're not doing that, you're not doing it right, as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, so I had some comments talking about basically layoffs and like how far you have to travel. There's so many subjects you could touch on to let the younger generation know, who is ever going to watch and touch base on construction. Just like something like this, something to do very simple. To me, it's simple, but to somebody else, it may not be. But just to touch base on, preparing yourself mentally, getting involved in it, not being afraid to work with your hands, all that stuff. So yeah, yesterday's live stream was kind of chunky and floppy and a lot of ums. Like, I have to make a better effort not to say and instead just kind of do this and just speak from my mind. Is it all going to be right? No. Is it all going to be wrong? No, not in my opinion. Again, you're watching somebody on the internet share their experience, and you clicked on the video. So if you don't want the video and you don't agree with the advice, beat feet, basically. That's how I look at things. And over the years of doing YouTube, I love the negative comments too, especially if I misspeak or if I flip flop things or something like that, or call it dyslexia or whatever. But that's the way my mind works, and I talk very, very fast. And I've reiterated in videos before, that's the New England way of talking fast, to the point, get it done. No brash. No, it is brash, and there's no black and white. It's I mean, it is black and white. There's no gray area. See, I'm messing my tongue up right now. But anyway, so I wanted to share. It was nice to get some steps too. Basically, within a day, I'll be able to go live with this entertainment. But I do post a boatload of videos, and I have things that are edited and not just off the top of the head. And I do a lot of shorts. Shorts drive a lot of traffic to the channel, which is great. I respect you sitting on the good role model of the next generation. Yeah, absolutely. That's Listen. What is the goal for? If you're doing this stuff and putting it out in the world, like your knowledge, good point, Mary. Your knowledge is useless unless you share your knowledge. I remember, oh, here we go, another ramble. Screw it, we're live. I don't care. Um, I remember coming into this industry, and that's another subject I can touch on a video format, which I'm probably going to do, but we'll touch on it here on this channel. Um, when I got into this work industry, whatever you want to call it, I had a lot of old timers. Now, I say old timers. I was like 18, 19, 20, trying to like learn things, had no idea about anything, but they didn't want to show you anything because I think they were scared you taking their job, which is bananas in my head because you're 50, you have years of experience running heavy equipment. I don't care if it's I don't care if it was like a mini excavator. This is huge compared to a mini and that dozer. But you got to share that knowledge because when you die, because we're all gonna die. I tell my kids all this stuff on YouTube as long as YouTube stays existent. I said, at least when I'm gone, you got videos of your father on YouTube. Might be silliness, but at least I'm there. But you have to share that knowledge with people in order to create a better future for the people that are coming up behind you. Because in reality, the best way to put it in my situation and in my industry, and being in the union for that matter, because our benefits are paid through the contractors we work for, and then the benefits package that comes out of the union hall. That's a whole other subject I can talk about. But if it isn't for the younger kids, teaching them at the same time, yeah, exactly. And if it ain't for the younger generation that's coming up behind you, your retirement fund will dwindle. Even though you put in 35 years in the same company or the same, union, you got to have guys behind you that you shared your knowledge with in order to keep rolling that ball forward. If you get what I'm saying, basically, the money aspect of things. Yeah, you're guaranteed money, but who's to say your union or your job or your company is going to be there if there's no one coming up behind you? And we don't even talk about union or non-union. You could talk about that with any job. You could talk about that with a warehouse factory. If if you got like three guys that run the forklifts at the warehouse company and they're stacking boxes and they're running conveyors, but not like that conveyor, but they're shipping boxes off like an Amazon. If you ain't got younger kids coming up to learn how to run those forklifts and to sort boxes out, that company's gone. Your 401k could be totally tanked between the stock market, and you might not have a retirement because the company's just folded. That's a stretch. I get it, but that's a scenario. But I may be wrong on that one. But I know you are guaranteed some type of money when you retire. But anyways, you got to teach. You have to teach the younger generation and share your knowledge, and not be afraid your job is going to be taken because if you think like that, I remember the old timers. You think like you're going to retire anyways. Like, what's the point? Like, teach me how to do that. Don't like, oh, you're going to learn on your own. You're going to fail. I've had many a times where that I failed. I mean, my dad and taught my brothers, myself, hard work. Yep, yeah, absolutely. Hard work does pay off. I'm feeling it now in my 40s. The you still get your ups and downs. I'm sure it's going to change by the time I'm in my 50s. But my career is set. My kids are happy. They're healthy. My wife is happy and healthy. We have a home. Yeah. So it's like you do. What's the word I'm looking for? You can reap your benefits. From working hard. Basically, there's another word I was looking for, and I lost my train of thought. But you can reap your rewards from what you've done. You know what I mean? Basically. So that's something that you got to instill in the next generation too. Hard work will eventually pay off. It's not going to pay off immediately. It's not going to pay off in the first 10 years, 12 years. It's just not going to do that. It's just, Not going to happen. So let's flip you guys back around. I want to change my hand, put my hand in my pocket. It's freezing. So yeah, within 24 hours, I'll be able to go live just like I am on this channel. Like I said, I have no idea how much longer I will be on this particular job. That's just the way my industry works. But for now, it gives me a great opportunity to kind of film things, communicate, do lives, because kind of like my own boss, just got to pay attention to the plant. That's all. That's easy peasy. So for me, might be intimidated for other people because they've never done it before. But I can share my knowledge. That's one belt you got to pay attention to. That stacker. Learn that. All right, so we're almost a half hour in this live. I'm gonna cut it, and basically, next time you see dirt, 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 will be on Dirty Dirt Garage. So make sure when you leave this video, after you watch it, if you do watch it, go check that channel out. Subscribe, hit the notifications bell if you want to see construction lifestyles of the poor and not famous. All right, I'm out of here. I'm freezing. I can't feel my hands. I'll see you guys over at I'll see you guys over at Dirty Dirt Garage. Peace.